What is going on, guys? Uncle 2000, and today I'm going to be talking about upcoming games for 2016. That's right, it's a new year. Happy New Year to all of you who are watching this video. And yeah, let's get started. So first, big upcoming title for the year that I think a lot of people will be, literally gay like a schoolgirl for is going to be The Division. Tom Clancy's The Division, open world third-person tactical shooter. Now this game, from what I've been seeing from the Ubisoft trailers, looks like it's going to be a great, open world survival game. That is, as big as maybe like DayZ, Arma 3, H1Z1, those kind of games, but it's going to be, one of those games that hits the console, because DayZ's non-console, H1Z1 is non-console, Arma 3 is not on console, and obviously console doesn't have the mod support like PC does. So this is going to be a great time for console players to get into the survival game genre like the PC players have, and experience why DayZ, Arma 3, H1Z1, and all those games are fun, even though they're kind of riddled with bugs. And yeah, the beta for PS4 is going to be this month, as well as PC, whereas Xbox One had their beta December. Now, the reason why you haven't seen Division multiplayer gameplay is because it was censored, or I shouldn't say censored. It was it had an NDA contract that you had to sign, saying that you could not disclose to the general public gameplay footage and stuff like that, or even talk about it on social media. So anyone who was in the beta for the Xbox One version did not, or was not allowed to stream it. I know, NDA, man, pains my heart. Anyway, next game that we have on the list is Dark Souls 3, and Dark Souls 3 is going to be the last iteration from the Souls series for a while. This article comes from Kotaku and from the director of From Software. He was saying that he would like to take a break from the Soul series, and he would like to, start something different, something new. He wants to do something different with his time instead of just making Souls games. Hopefully, when they decide to put down the Soul series, they start back working on Armored Core, because I kind of miss the Armored Core series. It was a very nice, series. It was, you had the lightweight mechs, you had the medium, and then you had the heavy. And personally, that series was really fun. I loved the PvP combat, and it was really fast, especially Armored Core 4 for answers. Armored Core 5 kind of was, I like the online, cooperative modes, but other than that, the best combat system I know so far for Armored Core was 4. It was really quick. You had to always keep your eye on the ball. Otherwise, if you decide that you drop it, you're doomed. Next game on the list that we have here is Doom. Now, Doom is going to be another reboot of the Doom series, but this time they want to take it back to its roots, which is they want to bring it back to the original, the very original. And personally, that's a good idea, because the past Dooms that they've had for the previous generation, which was 7th gen consoles, weren't very good, and those things failed miserably. So hopefully this Doom surpasses those other Dooms, and it does a lot greater job. So far, what I've been seeing seems to be very promising. It runs at 1080p 60 frames a second. It will probably support 4K, knowing the PC master race, quote unquote. 4K 60 frames a second. I'm not sure if the game is going to be frame locked at 60 frames a second for PC, but I know it will be 1080p 60 frames a second for the consoles. Now, Doom is going to have all kinds of cool features like Doom Snap Map, where you can build and share maps. That is probably going to keep Doom replayable for another year, I would say, because they don't release Doom games very often. Also, the multiplayer seems to be awesome, and now that you're gonna have like PvE custom maps as well as multiplayer custom maps, that would probably be a great mixture, especially for a shooter like Doom. But Doom is one of those shooters, or FPSs I should say, where you can't sprint. You're already running pretty damn fast, and you know, if your hit detection's not on point, then you're gonna die because you know you're not running around quick enough for And then another thing, Doom's multiplayer is gonna be like Quake, where it's kind of quick, but you can go all around the map just like in Quake. You know, you can jump up and go on like little ledges and crevices and crazy places like that and just gun people down with rocket launchers. I could see the big weapons might be rocket launchers, rail guns, you know, just like from Quake. And of course you're gonna have the demon ruin that's gonna spawn in, and that's gonna make things a lot interesting. Let's see what happens then. Alright, next game that we have is For Honor, and For Honor is more of your typical, I would say, Dota, League of Legends kind of game, and it's gonna be its first of its kind to hit the console, because Dota and League of Legends, oh hell, ain't sure and hit the console anytime soon, you know. So yeah, finally console is gonna have their version of League of Legends or Dota. Now, a lot of people might say, oh, but it looks nothing like Dota, or it looks nothing like League of Legends, but the same concept applies. It has the same concept in mind, where you have basically a 6v6 team, and they are minions that spawn in, or trash mobs as you call them. You beat those up to gain points or whatever, and there's the main AI, or player control combatant, that will come at you, and you're going to want to take them out. And those kind of games have gained if you notice on places like Twitch and even on YouTube, Dota and League of Legends are pretty much at the top of the charts in terms of those kind of games. So For Honor might, you know, be another contender in that mix. Let's see what happens once it finally comes out. Hopefully Ubisoft does not downgrade the graphics and does not start riddling it with microtransactions, which we all hate. Them microtransactions, the devil's work. Alright, moving on to maybe the last game on the list for now until E3 comes out this year. Oh, there's one more after that. For me, this game is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be Ghost Recon Wildlands, and damn, does it look good. When I saw the trailer, I was flipping out, because I am a big Ghost Recon fan. I love tactical shooters, I love third-person shooters, and this game is just like its predecessor. It's going to be a tactical shooter, but this time it's going to be open world. Not sure if it's going to be at 60 frames a second, but it's going to be open world. It's going to be a persistent world that you walk around, and you can find cartel members to beat up, capture, raid bases, do all kinds of things. And that's the kind of thing that I wanted in Ghost Recon. But the previous games were mostly about, you know, your military life and career and stuff like that, and you know, you had more orders to follow than in this one. This one is like, you're kind of like, I guess you'd say, military police or enforcers, that you're looking for drug traffickers and other traffickers around the area and stuff like that. And basically your job is to stop all this drug trafficking. And yeah, last game that I know a lot of people are super hyped for, FF7 or Final Fantasy VII. Man, oh man, people treat this remake like the second coming. They treat it like it's going to be the game to just destroy, murder, rape, sack, pillage, and just flame every other RPG game out there. This is going to be the JRPG of the century, or the remake of the century. And basically, they're not really wrong to an extent, but it's not really that right. Let's just calm down for a second with all the FF7 hype. Let's look back at it for a second. FF7 was one of the best Final Fantasies of its time, until they started to get into the later iterations where the game kind of dumbed down and they tried to do new and more improved combat systems of the turn-based system, and it failed. Because ultimately, they still had to stuck with their roots and, make it turn-based still a little bit. And then after they had like sequence combat, cinematic combat, and it was like, yeah, no. So it's gonna be more of Star Ocean's kind of combat. I didn't see too much of the combat. I mean, I saw a little bit of the combat system where he was running around blocking bullets and stuff like that, but that does not translate to what you're gonna be doing in actual combat. I still feel like it's gonna be still turn-based, where you're going to have to still take turns, attacking, defending, running around, all kinds of things and stuff like that. And of course, you're gonna have the party system, which everyone loved the party system, where you had people in your party and you could walk around with them and take them here, there, and everywhere. But yeah, I heard that the game is gonna have a bigger expanded universe and it's gonna be episodic. Now, bigger expanded universe, I'm sold when I heard that, because Final Fantasy VII already has a big map. If you played the game and you know what it's like, the map is huge. The game world is huge. But with that being said, it's going to be episodic. Now, what does that mean? Episodic. Episodic means it's going to be by episodes or like chapters in a book. And they're probably going to release each episode probably a month apart, give or take. I don't know, that's just speculation on my part. It might be even longer or shorter. Maybe they might charge a season pass for it, maybe not, or it might just be free. Hopefully to God they don't do a season pass kind of thing and they just make it free. But knowing Final Fantasy, if they do decide to release it episodic, as I said, if it's gonna be a season pass, at least charge it maybe 40 or 50 bucks, no higher, because a lot of people are gonna be a bit mad with that, because especially if they don't have a season pass system in place and you decide that you want to buy each and every episode and you have to pay for those things, get ready for some serious money being spent, because you're going to be spending a lot, more than likely. Probably like about $15 an episode or $10 an episode. That's the general price of a lot of DLC. But yeah, they're going to be adding a bunch of cool new stuff. New combat system. It's going to be an Unreal Engine 4, and it's just going to be off the chain. Plus, on top of that, it's going to be, I think this year they're going to release it with Final Fantasy 13. Sorry, not 13, 15. And that game is going to look awesome. Can't wait for that. Alright guys, I hope you guys do enjoy the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Any constructive criticism also helps me out. And until next time.